Hey everyone, this is Arbalo, and for this video we're going to revisit yung qubit na we just made in our previous video because of course prior to this recording I've already created the application for this, and what I'm really doing right now is just revisiting all the steps that I've done from the beginning to the last, and what I've discovered is, or rather realized, is this current approach na we've done right here with the states and the qubits, meron siyang limitations, and these limitations are affecting also ang efficiency natin sa pag-code, sa pag-implement ng mga features, and you will find out later as we proceed with the next parts ng tutorial na to. But anyway, currently ito yung mga natin, and so far we're not going to delete these states natin, but rather we're going to add new states, as what I've said, due to the limitations that yung current approach natin. Okay, so yung first is we're going to create a state, and we'll name this as expense wait lang, added na lang, and it's going to extend ano na lang para madali, copy this. Anyway, we'll just rename lang naman yung pinaka last, expense added, and then the other one is expense deleted, and then lastly is expense updated. And I'll explain to you afterwards kung anong gamit or purpose ng mga na to. But yeah, for now you just follow along what I am doing right now. Now this is expensed, right? So it depends. Of course you're going to change the entity. If this is for orders or orders updated, and this should be an order na entity. Okay? Ano lang, you just simply rename lang yung mga pinaglalagay ko dito na mga dyan lang man tayo nagkakaiba with the name of the feature, in this case expense yung sa akin, the other is budget. So yun, you just simply rename lang. Okay, it's gonna produce some errors. What I'm doing now, just to shorten my task, is double click ko yan to highlight, and then Control C sa keyboard, then Control V to paste. So yeah, it merely makes your task fast if you know how to make shortcuts. So anyway, we have 4 additional, 3 pala yung dinagdag natin ng mga states, and this one is diba, usually in our expense qubit, whenever we accomplish something, or yeah, let's say sa results, if it was able to accomplish yung itong unexpensed na use case, pag successful siya, of course it will return a void. What we usually use is expense loaded, even sa edited and yung sa update. But this time it's going to be different kasi we're going to use expense added for here, expense deleted dito, tsaka expense updated. Okay, and now yeah, speaking of, wait lang so yeah, we're already done with this. So yun lang naman yung nagdagdag, itong tatlo na to. And I'll explain later in our future parts sa natin tutorial why itong expense updated is yung naiiba sa added and deleted. Bakit meron siyang new expense dito? But yeah, for here we'll also change this qubit natin, yung mga functions ni qubit, expense qubit. And I'm going to break this down slowly but surely. So, first of all, saan ba tayo magsa-start? Okay. So, in our fetch expenses, or hindi muna na pala. Dito, yan. Okay. So I realized that I'm gonna have to delete this local cache kasi kung iisipin mo naman, yung Firebase can operate locally and remotely, and even if we don't use a Firebase na database, we can always dito sa repository natin, wait lang let me just revisit lang yung repository natin sa data source repository, yan, okay. So far sa implementation na repository natin, very short lang yung code nito, is because we are using Firebase, kasi Firebase can operate locally and remotely, but if you don't use Firebase, you use a different database for the remote, and meron ka ring database for the local. This line of code is gonna meron pa tayong additional na mga instructions dito if that's the case, if we were going to use a different database. Hindi Firebase yung gagamitin. We have two separate databases na technologies for the local storage and for the remote na storage natin in the database. But the main point ko dito is I realized na hindi pala to kailangan, kasi di siya necessary. So I'm not gonna explain much deeper kasi haba yung video if I'll explain it. Ano yung deeper reason ito, but I'm gonna delete this, and it's going to affect a lot of codes. So yung local na cache nyo, you're gonna have to delete that and delete this one. Delete. You have to make sure na yung pinakadulo talaga naka-highlight para ma-delete siya. And then everything right here, wait lang, I will delete everything dito. Tapos okay, so I will just start na lang with the update expense, kasi di ba, we're not going to use expense loaded, but rather we will use emit expense updated. Now it's gonna ask sa constructor niya na expense object, where do we get this one? It's the very simple answer that is ito yung ipapasa natin right here, and yan. And for the rest, like yung delete expense, just replace this with the expense deleted. Yan, okay. So we don't include this one. Of course, it will error kasi wala naman tong hinihingi na parameter, Okay, for the added, I'll just replace this with added. And yun. So we're done with the. We're not really done yet, but we just managed to call, change the right emits, for each CRUD sa qubit. And then this time it's gonna be the same for each for each CRUD, kasi yung gagawin natin is etong from here to here, we're going to put that or encapsulate that inside a try. Wag lang muna. Ito. Basically, before I proceed with my intention, no, ganito kasi yung observation ko during my experimentation. No. Ito kasi get all expense. Ito mga use cases na to. If you're going to test your application offline na wala siyang internet, what's gonna happen is masa-stuck up yung code mo with this one right here, and it's not going to proceed with here until bumalik yung internet. So what we're going to do is we will force this use case to end, no, in a certain amount of time. Let's say for example, after 10 seconds, pag hindi pa rin niya, naglo-loading pa rin siya, stuck up pa rin siya because it failed to communicate with the server, with the Firebase, no, database. We're going to set a time limit. The time limit is 10 seconds. Okay, so next is I'll set a comma kasi the next property that I'm going to set is yung on timeout, and then dalawang open close parenthesis followed by an arrow, and then sige, i-control space ko muna to, save. Ay, nag-error siya. Ay, ayaw niya. Sige. Type ko na lang timeout exception. Enter. And then I'll hit enter. Control save. Yun. So, unless everything is filled up, hindi siya mag-automatically na format sa VS Code, no? Anyway, dito sa timeout, we're going to it's going to ask us ano yung message na what message do we want, no? Sorry, throw yan. Okay, so yun, just to explain you quickly what this code does is, again, we're going to, as we perform or wait for this use case to perform its function, its instructions, no, kapag di ba niya magawa within 10 seconds, it's going to time out, and then we're going to trigger a timeout exception with the message sa error or exception na, hey, request timeout. Now, since this is going to throw an exception, we have to catch this or else magka-crash yung program natin. So that's why we're going to encapsulate that or put it inside a try block. And then on. Now, since timeout exception yung tinothrow na exception, so timeout exception din yan dito. And then catch. Then so what happens is, once we are able to catch na yung exception dito, wait lang, let me just lang on timeout on timeout pwede naman siguro, let me just check this, no, if kasi ngayon ko lang to na-realize lang. I could actually, pwede ko naman itong diretso, na lang, emit. Try ko lang if it works. Expense error. If not, then probably ayun, so ayaw niya talaga. Sorry. Ayun, so ayaw niya talaga. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just testing lang if I could shorten the code with I'm not gonna use try catch, but ano talaga, mag-error talaga siya. See, yeah, it's not gonna work pala. So anyway, just revert everything, control undo ko lang, yeah, balik tayo dito, and yun. Again, just to recap what I said. Pag nag-time out ng 10 seconds, throw an exception. This is the message that we're going to throw. But actually, hindi naman to ganun ka-importante. What matters is we're able to capture this, catch block natin. And once ma-catch yan, we're going to emit a expense error. And then yung message niya is there seems to be a problem with your internet connection. And then yeah, and nagbo-blue siya na, so of course most often the reason is we have to include a const keyword. Yan. So in other words, pag nag-fail to do its task within 10 seconds, yung pinaka-goal natin is we're going to emit an expense error to the UI, and yung message that we want for the UI to display is this one: there seems to be a problem with your internet connection, which is ano naman, most likely the main reason, no, kung kaya hindi niya nagagawa to. Kasi if there's internet connection, syempre hindi to magta-time out within less than 10 seconds, able to perform its task. Itong use case na to. So yun. Now we're going to do that for each and every operation dito or function dito. So once again, now to make things fast, I'll just copy right from here, highlight ko lang up to this one, yung may period. And then yung eto, you can delete that and then copy paste. Delete mo yung semicolon, paste. Delete the semicolon, paste, and that's it. And then just like what we did, put it in a try catch block. So I'm just gonna make things fast lang para madali tayo mahaba yung program yung recording. Now I'm gonna delete this one because I have a different message for this, and you'll know later on, but for now just follow along with me. Now whenever you hit control save, yung kagandahan ni VS Code is that it's able to format itself, no? Rearrange niya yung mga codes mo so that it becomes readable, no? So yeah, now for these three, add, edit, and delete. Now yung mangyayari dito is I'm going to display a different message, and here's the message that I'm going to display. Now you can, pwede naman kayong gumawa ng sarili nyo, your own interpretation, but let me explain my approach, how bakit ganito yung message ko. But I'm just going to create a variable, no internet error message, and then the string is sync failed, changes saved on your device, and will sync once you're back period, and this one. So let me break it down to what this message means. Basically, sync. When we say sync, synchronize. No, if you're familiar with Google Drive, whenever you save something sa folder mo sa computer mo, and if wala siyang internet, and normally pag merong internet is whatever you put in your folder, it also gets saved din sa internet, sa backup. Kumbaga automatic siyang nagba-backup sa internet. Which is yun yung flow din ng application natin. Whenever we do something, it gets uploaded in the internet. But pag walang internet, sinesave muna niya yung mga changes sa device. Okay? So, yun nga, again, sync failed. So, kung nag-sync failed siya, don't worry, because yung mga changes na ginawa mo, let's say you deleted some items, you added new items, you updated new items or expenses, those changes, for the meantime, makikita mo lang yan sa phone mo, and once the internet goes back, or your cell phone will be able to connect that to the internet, all of those changes will be synced again to your Firebase database, so that kung ano yung changes na ginawa mo, it will reflect back to the Firebase. So yan, you can try that, you can experiment that. Try adding, let's say for example, you have your phone is offline and then you have 5 records sa database mo, then 5 din yung nakikita mo sa phone mo. If you're going to add 2 more sa cellphone mo tapos offline siya, that's gonna be 7, no? 7 items are in your list sa device mo. But if you check your Firebase, 5 pa rin yan. Okay, so 7 yung sa device mo, 5 yung data mo sa Firebase. But once the device is online na, connected na siya sa internet, so magsisynchronize na yan. So magiging 7 na, or rather all those 2 additional items will be uploaded na, added to your Firebase. So yan, okay. I just inaba ko lang yung explanation ko so that you'll understand what synchronization means. Synchronize meaning kung ano yung changes sa local device mo, sa cellphone mo, should also reflect din sa server or sa Firebase database. But now, once nag-create kasi ako ng dito, variable, because this message will be the same, no? Pretty much the same for these 3 add, edit, delete, no? So why not gawin ko na lang variable, and I will use the variable's value instead. Yan yung ilalagay ko dito sa expense error. Yeah. And then I'll just do the same right here, and then this one, and there you go. Now let me just double check lang if meron ako nakaligtaan, but I think wala naman. Yeah, that would be all. Ito lang, that ends our video for this, no, for the qubit revisions. And you're gonna have to do this for feature 1 and feature 2 if you have 2 or 3 features. Again, similar changes lang. I'm not gonna recap everything that I said because it's gonna lengthen the video further, but that's basically it. So that would be all, and see you in the next videos. Bye bye.